So today is year 2
So I think it's time for us to have a toast. Let's have a toast for the deuce.
anniversary of being out here, living in the van, living the dream, right? And I'm just getting used to, or getting over, the stigma of homelessness. We're houseless, not homeless. Another way to put it is being in between homes. But we're enjoying it. Once you get all the kinks out, learning how to live in a small space, learning to live outside more, it becomes more enjoyable. It's funny to go back to my first video about quartzite, where the title was I made a mistake, quartzite, meth heads, or something like that. And I got ripped in the comments saying how if I have this much anxiety, I shouldn't be van lifing, or I said something, it being too deserty out here. We stayed at the Loves again. We didn't stay at the LTVA. Looked at the LTVA. We pulled up to the front, and too deserty. But what I meant to say was dusty. So I got ripped on that. But now this is the second year living in the van, but the third year, or the third season here. You begin to appreciate more what this place does have to offer for this type of lifestyle. You got the water, you got the dump, you got the vault, and a community of people around you that are like-minded, and they're friendly, and they're helpful. Happy 2 years. Happy 2 years. What would I change, having been out here 2 years now doing the van life? I think maybe if I were to start over again, if I could tell myself, being in the apartment, get a Class C. It's just a little bit more room for 2 people. This van that we have is perfect for 1 person, but Mrs. Chico is petite, but it works. When you have a nice big bed to lay down in and a swivel seat in the front, it opens up the space and it makes it livable. But a Class C might have been more comfortable. You know, a table to work at, table to eat at. I'm not sure if I would be using the shower and filling up the water tanks. I've talked to a few people with these rigs, and usually just go take a shower at a spot or do a sponge bath. A lot of people don't use the sinks. You gotta deal with dumping and then self-containment dumping. I don't know. I think I like the van. I appreciate it more and more. The nimbleness of it, the sturdiness of it. It's big, but not too big. That's what she said. And it's been a tough cookie. So after the 2-year mark, we ended up getting her some new high heels, and I think it was well deserved. I didn't know if we would be doing this long. I am getting an itch to travel more. I wanted to go see what it would be like to drive across Canada, but we're gonna have to plan that out. It may be expensive, and now that it's winter, all the Canadians are here, but we're seeing a lot of rigs coming in now with the Canadian flags on the back. So maybe springtime we can cruise up that way and not have to spend a whole summer in this heat. It'd be nice to drive across Canada. We found all the little things that needed tweaking and fixing and tightening, and plus the lift. She's running really good for a 20-year-old car now. Van, I should say. She's tough. Built Ford tough. But yeah, I'd like to visit Canada and maybe visit some family. Visit my mom's grave. And give her some flowers. And see what it's like up there. The last time we were there was in 2017, and the world has changed since then. It flipped completely upside down. So hopefully things will flip back to normal, or whatever normal is now. Hopefully we can flip back to the right side up and be able to travel around without any worries. Not like I was worrying, but things were looking bleak. Is there any advice that I would give any married couple that is considering living in a tight space like this? I would say make sure that you like your spouse. You can love your spouse, but make sure that you like them too. You gotta like spending time with them. You gotta be able to communicate. And we've been living in 60 square feet, so our communication has dwindled down to zero because we read each other's minds now. We don't speak to each other, we just know. If there's issues that you guys might have, put them on the table and deal with them ASAP. Van life will test you. Van life will test your relationship. Can you sit on a bucket and relieve yourself in front of your spouse right now? Because if you're gonna do it in the van, you might have to do that in a van. In some places that you go, there's no toilets around, so you're gonna have to go right in front of them. Are you comfortable with that? Ew, gross. And that's a wrap on 2 years living in this van with Mrs. CHICO. It's been quite an adventure, full of ups, full of downs, and everything in between. But looking back at it all, we wouldn't trade it for anything. If we could do it again, we would do it again. Thanks for all the subscribers that stuck with us, and for the new ones that join us. And let's see where this year takes us. And that's what's up.